coming to get you, Barbara.
Welcome back to another week of the Deadlight Society. I'm Michael.
I'm Adam.
And this week, we're diving into Maximum Overdrive.
Are we?
I know last week we left off on like a little cliffhanger in a way because we weren't sure if we were going to dive into this one or not, or if we were going to go somewhere else.
Of course we're going to dive into it. We have covered 4 Stephen King movies in a month.
Yeah.
Of course we had to do the one directorial debut and single director credit of Stephen King.
Yeah, so yeah, we decided to stick with it. We're just going to go to this and then do something else next week. But at least I've never seen this movie. I don't think you haven't seen it.
I swear you've seen it with me already.
I mean, I'm telling you, when I'm reading the plot here, it does sound familiar. So I may have seen it and I just don't remember.
I think you and me, because it had to have been at my mom's place, and because we watched Pet Sematary, and then I think we watched this as well that same night because we were like, "Ooh, Stephen King, let's do them both."
I remember watching The Shining with you, but I don't remember this one. But I don't. When I start watching it, I might be like,
watch The Shining as well.
Yeah, that's what. When I start watching it, I might be like, "Oh yeah, I've seen this." But at this very moment, I don't remember, so I'm gonna say I haven't watched it. But it. I don't know what I think first impression is for this, just because it kind of sounds a little...
It's Coke-fueled madness, and it's so great. Coke-fueled madness with an AC/DC soundtrack, and it's my favorite thing in the world.
Okay. I just... ratings for this didn't look too great, but at the same time, ratings on Amazon and ratings, like the Google rating, is higher than what like critics gave it, which is not surprising.
The average viewer knows what's up, because this movie is fucking great. And everybody who watches this movie knows it. They love it. Like, when it comes to like cult following kind of movies. I mean, it doesn't really have a cult following because like it's Stephen King. It's fucking mainstream. But like everybody who sees this movie, who's like in the horror community, they always fucking love this movie, and it's one of the greatest fucking movies, and I love this movie.
All right, so that's his take. All right, right from the beginning, he's gonna give you his fear already.
It's a fear 10, 100%. Stephen King, thank you for doing so much coke and alcohol and cigarettes while writing this fucking piece of shit.
All right, so there you have it. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 15%, IMDb a 5.4 out of 10, but 87% of Google users said they liked it. So, like he's kind of saying here, maybe horror fans feel differently about it than the critics did, obviously.
It's so fun. Like, there's nothing... It's not slow at all. Like, it's literally fueled by AC/DC. Like, it's just, like, in the fucking action all the time, and it's such a fun movie.
Yeah. But, I mean, anyway, this movie is just basically about a bunch of machines that come to life after some comet passes Earth, and, these machines start to come to life and start to kill mankind.
The Ray M. Rogue comet, you fucking uncultured swine.
I didn't want to say, just in case I mispronounced it. I see it there, but I just wasn't sure if that's how you pronounce it. So, okay, Ray M. Rogue comet. Got it.
Yes.
But yeah, it's a group of survivors. They're under siege from fierce trucks at the Dixie Boy truck stop gas station, and they have to fight to survive. So I made a comment to Adam before we started recording that it kind of reminded me of Christine in a way, even though I've never seen Christine, but just because Christine is a car that comes to life and kills people. So
don't listen to him. It's not like Christine at all.
Okay, I'm sure it's not. I don't know. I've never seen either, so I can't really tell you either way, but it's reminded me of Christine.
Similar but so different, I think. I don't know. I mean, you said it and I kind of got upset, but like it is true. It's kind of like Christine.
Okay, so there's that.
I think the difference is like Christine is like a shine powered thing or like a Toadash space creature, while this is just like a kind of shitty one-off, not in the Stephen King book universe. So it's like, ooh, comet, scary, sci-fi now.
Okay. All right. Well, that works. It's rated R, and it's not streaming for free anywhere at the moment. Like, it's not on Tubi. It's not on any of those. So,
we'll be buying it or renting it.
Rent or buy it. So, and you might already have it. It is an old movie. It came out in 1986. So, been out there for a while.
I have a copy burned somewhere, but I don't know where that is.
Okay. All right. Well, there's that. Maybe. Okay. But I think that's all we have for like this movie, right? Like you don't have anything
That's
else that you
really
wanted to
it,
say,
yeah.
like pre stuff. We do have two other topics that we want to bring up
Oh,
real
yeah,
quick.
just some like horror news kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
So first, for us, Stranger Things just came out yesterday. So it's very, very new in our minds and in everybody's minds right now. I know when this episode releases, it's going to be out for a few weeks at that point, so it's not going to be brand new. But I just wanted to get into it a little bit because I watched, I think, 5. I'm on episode 6 right now, and I fucking love it.
I'm only 2.5 episodes in, and I already think it's better than last season.
Yeah, I enjoyed season 3. I know Adam was saying before we started recording that he liked season 2 better, but I think out of all of them so far, season 3 was my favorite. But this one, I don't know.
I think season 3 was the most consistent, but I think season 2 is still better.
Fair. The monster in season 3 and like how the rats and all these people just like melted
Mind
into this
flayer.
monster, like that was just like whoa. I think that's why I
Is it the
like
mind
them.
flayer or the mind flay?
Players, right?
Or the flail?
No, I think it's Mind Flayer. Pretty sure. But I think it's just a monster in season 3, and just the way that everything pieced itself together was just like,
Well, it's still technically the mind flayer, just
Yeah.
like the actual
mhm.
in-world
Yeah, yeah,
version
yeah.
of it.
Yeah, I don't know. Season 3 is my favorite so far, but season 4 is definitely lining up to maybe take that title for me.
I love the weird, like, Freddy Krueger-esque dude. He's so cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of Nightmare on Elm Street vibes, and also Robert Englund does have a small role in this season as well. I forget what episode it was, but he comes up at some point. I don't want to. I'm not going to give any like super spoilers away, so I don't want to get too deep into it. I mean, like I said, at this point of this episode releasing,
I'm only 2.5 in, so
yeah,
fuck
so
you
I'm
if
not
you-
going to give any
yeah.
like big spoilers, but it's just dope. The references so far, and you can definitely see like where the Duffer Brothers were pulling their, what's the word? Their influence from. So I think it's going to shape out to be probably the best season they've done so far. And
I'm also getting like Hellraiser and like Clive Barker vibes from this season. I fucking love that.
yeah, it's really good. So if you haven't checked it out yet, it's obviously a Netflix original, so you have to have a Netflix account. So go watch it if you do have it. And it's great. It's really good. And I think I mean all of them are kind of like obviously sci-fi and have some type of like horror element in them. But I feel like this season is going to be like the most horror that they've done.
It's already, I think, the most bloody.
Yeah. And
Because
just
like it seems
creepy.
like every episode has like death. Well, I mean, every episode so far has had like a death, but it's pretty gruesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really body horror.
Yes.
Disc.
It's something. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. It's really shaping out to be something. And I've seen 5 of the, I think what is it, 7 episodes that released
Yeah,
for part
7
1.
that were released so far.
I think 2 more release. I think beginning of July is when those 2 release, and then season 5 will be the last season of Stranger Things. But
Oh, I didn't know that they were going for a 5th. I thought 4 was going to be the last.
no, I saw the post a few weeks ago or a few months ago now when the Stranger Things Facebook page shared what the Duffer Brothers had said,
Mhm.
and I just read it again today because I wanted to make sure. But yeah, there's part 1 and part 2 of season 4, and then season 5 is going to be their last season. So get one more. I'm happy for that. So sad to see it end, but everything comes to an end
I'm liking
eventually.
This season we're getting like, has it always been the same length of episodes, or are we getting longer episodes?
It's
this
definitely
season?
longer. Yeah.
Like every episode is like a mini movie.
Yeah.
And I'm loving that.
Yeah, that's definitely something dope too. Like the 2 episodes that are going to release in the beginning of July, the last one is like 2 hours and some minutes long. Like it's over
I
2
mean,
hours
just
long.
the 7th episode that was released is already an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Like that's already a full length movie.
Yeah, so
right there.
you're definitely getting a lot of content from them this season, and it's dope. I'm telling you, you gotta check it out if you haven't. If you haven't watched Stranger Things at all, go binge watch it. Like it's a really good like bingeable show. You could definitely like if you have a few days off of work, whatever, and you don't have really nothing to do, go binge watch it. Seriously, like see what the hype is about because that's really worth
Probably
it.
get through like 2 seasons in a day.
Probably. I almost sat through that whole fucking thing yesterday when I was watching it. If I wouldn't have had work, I probably would have watched the whole thing. But I got to like episode 6, and then I went to bed because it was like almost 12 o'clock, and I had to work in the morning. So I was like, all right, maybe I should go to bed. But I definitely would have watched it all if I didn't have work the next morning.
After we're done with Maximum Overdrive, I'm definitely going back and watching the rest.
Absolutely. I mean, me too. Whenever I have plans like for the next few days, but I'm gonna finish it very soon, and I can't wait. Although I'm trying to like stretch it out also at the same time, because then now I have to wait until July for the next 2. So I really didn't want to binge watch them all at one go, but like, I have to.
It's there for a reason. Watch it all.
Yeah, right. I have to. I know I'm gonna finish it by the end of this coming week for sure. So, dope. Check it out if you haven't. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, that's everything.
All right. So next topic, Winnie the Pooh.
This movie is so fucking stupid, and I don't know what. I mean, I know it's like a parody and everything because Winnie the Pooh went public domain, so let's stick it to Disney. But it's so dumb.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, they're making a horror-themed Winnie the Pooh movie. They just released the details behind it like a few days ago, right?
It's like a horror comedy. It's called Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. But I think it was earlier this year or last year when the first Winnie the Pooh story that Disney doesn't own a copyright on went public domain. So now people have access to those characters. Luckily, these directors and creators seem like they're going about it the right way. And like all the concerns that I had about it, like they're covered in an article that we read already. Mm-hmm. Basically just like the yellow coloring of Pooh and like the red shirt and stuff, it's still under Disney's copyright. So like they can't use those colors and they can't use certain characters. So the way they're going about it seems like they know what they're doing. So
yeah, they have like
hoping it works out for them.
They have Winnie the Pooh as a yellow face, and he's wearing a red shirt, but the red shirt's more like plaid and like lumberjack look to it. It's like they're changing up what needs to be changed up so that they don't get in trouble. So that's good. But the plot behind that is Pooh and Piglet, right?
Yeah,
Pooh and Piglet, they eat Eeyore?
They
eat Eeyore and then they go on this killing spree, and that's the plot. And I'm just okay, all right, curious to see how that goes.
If it works, it works.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, it's fucking dumb.
That's what, the article that we read. The creators of this said that they're not going for strictly horror or strictly comedy. They're trying to like aim right in the middle. So that makes sense for like what the plot is.
Which I hate at the same time because like when you're intentionally going about horror comedies, a lot of the time people fuck it up.
True.
Because it's the same amount of timing usually for like kills in movies as well as like comedic timing. It's very, very, very similar. But if you don't have one, you don't have the other, and sometimes you like lean too far into the horror, and then the comedic timing's not laying right. So I'm hoping it works out. Yeah. I really do, but it's so rare that horror comedies actually work.
Well, I mean, we'll find out when they eventually release it. We'll definitely check it out for the podcast. Just to say that we reviewed a Winnie the Pooh horror movie. Like, that's so weird to say.
We still have to do, like, I forget what the cartoon was. They did one, I think it's on Shudder now, but it's like an old cartoon, and they took the characters and made a horror movie about them. Oh, Bananaramas or something like that.
Never heard of it, but okay.
It's like, it's stupid as fuck. But there's also like weird Five Nights at Freddy's ones. There's Willy's Wonderland, which has Nicolas Cage in it. So we have to check out that one yet as well.
All right. I think that's all we have for that, right? You have anything else for that?
Yeah, that's everything I got.
Okay, so then those were our 2 topics that we wanted to discuss briefly. But yeah, nothing else for this movie, so I think we're honestly just going to dive right into it, and then we'll come back with our spoilers, our fear of flop rating, and what we think of it. So, yeah.
Hi. My name is Stephen King. I've written several motion pictures, but I want to tell you about a movie called Maximum Overdrive, which is the first one I've directed. Wow.
What in the dickens is going on around here?
A lot of people have directed Stephen King novels and stories, And I finally decided if you want something done right, you ought to do it yourself.
And who was driving it?
I don't know.
Curtis! It's coming after us!
It was my first picture as a director, and you know something? I sort of enjoyed it.
What is going on? I don't know!
I just wanted someone to do Stephen King right.
You want a war? You got one.
I just want to get the hell out of here.
So come and spend some time with me and my friends at the Dixie Boy. Spend some time in the dark.
Please don't let us be in the dark.
Help me.
I'm gonna scare the hell out of you. And that's a promise.
You're gonna get us in an awful lot of trouble, man.
We already in trouble.
Maximum terror.
Jesus coming and he is.
Maximum King.
Maybe tomorrow will be our world again.
Dino De Laurentiis presents Stephen King's Maximum Overdrive.
We're back from our hiatus to watch Maximum Overdrive.
Yay.
Michael doesn't like this movie, and I still think it's a 10 out of 10.
Listen, it's not that I don't like it. Well, first, spoilers. Again, we're going to get into some of the movie, but it's an old movie, so you should have seen it. But it's not that I don't like it. There's too many plot holes and inconsistencies that my logical brain is just like, why?
It's Stephen King at his fucking most unhinged, and it's a masterpiece.
I get that, like, you know, as you were saying and as we read, he was on coke while, you know, directing this movie, so it's just kind of all over the place, obviously.
We didn't read the quote, did we, for the first part of this?
No, I don't. I don't know it verbatim, but it was just like somebody asked him why he hasn't directed something again. Go ahead.
Well, the trivia for this movie is Stephen King, being a former coke addict, later admitted that he was coked out of my mind the entire time he was making this picture and often didn't know what he was doing. He remarked that he'd like to try directing again someday, but this time sober.
Yeah, so there's that. There's also another one in the trivia, too, that was just like somebody asked him, you know, why hasn't he directed anything since Maximum Overdrive? And he was just like, well, go watch Maximum Overdrive. It's like, I get it now. I didn't understand it before, but I get it now. I understand. This is not
At
it.
least he is self-aware and understands he should stick to right.
Yeah, that's very true. I'll give him that. Props to that, because he cannot, at least if this is the best he can do, he cannot direct a
I
movie.
really don't think it's the best he can do.
I don't think so either. Like you said, he was high on coke, so I don't think so. But this is not it.
Has your brain ever went 1,000 miles per hour and you wanted to make a horror film where you just combine a bunch of kill scenes that mean absolutely nothing together and later claim it was a UFO? You might be Stephen King.
Yeah, no, can't relate. Never thought about that. Can't relate. But I did the very opening line of this, as you have these machines start going a little bit, you know, haywire here. The very first opening scene is Stephen King himself, and he says to his wife or something, he's trying to withdraw money out of the ATM, and the ATM just pops up like this error message, and he says to his wife, and he's like, "This machine just called me an asshole." And I was cracking up.
ATM.
Yeah, just an ATM trying to withdraw money. It's like, this machine just called me an asshole. And I was just like, okay, cool. So, like, coming into it, I thought maybe, you know, we'd have some good stuff coming on.
You know what movie you're coming into, like, right off the bat with that? Like, one, the cameo. Number two is just Stephen King. This machine called me an asshole to his wife off screen. And wait, what was the other blinking? It was just fuck you.
Yeah, the sign on one of the buildings that was an electric sign, and it just kept flashing, fuck you, fuck you. So that's the very opening scene in this. So, like, you know, obviously humor right off the bat, which is appreciated, but it just, like I said, just it's the plot holes for me, and the very clear inconsistencies. Like, you have these machines that are going haywire and killing people, but why is it not all of them? Why is it not all the cars? Why is it only like the trucks and certain cars that are like going after these people and killing people? Like, it's not consistent, and that's what bothers me.
He was writing, directing, God knows what else. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
I mean,
none of this movie makes any sense whatsoever.
Clearly, like, that's very obvious, but I just, like, if he would have just made every single, like, vehicle and every single electronic in here do bad things, I would have appreciated it much more, because it's the fact that you have this newlywed couple that they're driving, and like this truck comes after them, and like these other things are coming after them, and it's like, why is their car not going off of the road? Why is their car that they're driving not trying to kill them? It doesn't make sense to me, and that's kind of just what's annoying more than anything. Like, I get it, it's just a movie. I get it, Stephen King was on coke. Like, I get all that, but like, what? It doesn't make sense. That just doesn't make sense to me.
The most annoying part of this movie isn't even that. It's that fucking woman.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. It's
like her name's Carol.
Yeah, I don't know.
What is it?
It's her voice for one, like a very high pitched, like whiny voice, and then just the things that she says. Like, she's just very like out there and just an annoying
It's like
character.
a Midwest, like some sort of Midwest accent. I don't know what the fuck it is, but holy shit, I cannot deal with it.
Every scene that she was in, I was just like, please go away. Please, you go outside and get hit by the car.
Every character acknowledges how fucking annoying this woman is, even her fucking new husband.
Yeah, even if it's just as little as like them doing an eye roll while she's talking or doing something, like they're just like, what? Who invited this bitch? It's very annoying.
Like, it literally eats at me, because it's like, if I was putting myself in that situation, I wouldn't be able to deal with that long at all.
No.
Like, everybody else in this movie is a saint for dealing with it. But like the first outburst, I would have been down this woman's throat.
Yeah.
It's like, can you please shut the fuck up so the people who are actually trying to help can actually think of a way out of this?
For real though, and that's it. I hate to say that she was like so annoying, because I don't know, but she was so annoying. She was so annoying. I couldn't take her.
I mean, she played her role well.
Very
that's
well.
exactly what they wanted.
Very well. Oh my goodness. But the very last line of this is a line from her as they're on this boat escaping, and finally getting to safety, I suppose. But the very last line that she says is, "I think I'm gonna whoops my cookies." I'm just like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, obviously she was gonna throw up because she was talking about how she was seasick or whatever. But like, whoops my cookies? Who the fuck?
Like I said, it's some weird fucking Midwest accent that I don't know what the fuck
That's like,
it is. But
is it that? Is it a 60s slang that I've never heard? Like, what the whoops my cookies?
This is an 80s, like,
oh, that's right,
fully
80s, you're
taking
right.
place in the 80s.
You're right, I don't know why I said 60s, but yeah, the 80s. Is it an 80s thing?
Everything else that Stephen King writes is fucking in the 60s.
That's fair, but I meant to say 80s. But like, what? Whoops my cookies.
I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me.
She said it, and I must have repeated her like 3 times, and I was like, whoops, your cookies. You're gonna whoops? Okay, all right. But aside from that, whatever. She's just a very annoying character, and I guess, like, I don't know, is it needed in the movie? Probably not. I feel like I would have enjoyed it more without her in it, being, like, completely honest. Like, yeah, she's there for kind of, like, a comical effect just because she's so annoying. But, no, just too annoying for me. It's the voice and just everything that she says is just, like, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Please, respectfully, stop talking.
And then there's, like, Emilio Estevez's character in this, who's literally a random guy on parole working in this gas station, who just over the course of a single day just falls in love and starts a relationship with a random fucking hitchhiker who pulled up with a Bible salesman.
Yep. What
is happening?
It's all over the place. It's all over the
This fucking
place.
Bible salesman probably knows this woman for like maybe 2 hours max, and is already treating her like he's her fucking abusive husband.
Yeah, that's the irony is
going
that he's this Bible salesman, so obviously he's religious and he preaches his religion, and he's seen like grabbing her leg and like being real obscene with her, and then calling her names and being like a real asshole, and it's just like, well, that about sums it up.
Yeah, and then immediately, as soon as she sees Emilio Estevez, just like, you're cute. I was like, oh, thanks. Not that cute. I was like,
Yeah.
Okay, is this how we flirt?
Yeah, I guess so. They ended up sleeping together a few hours later, so sure.
Like, I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. Like this, it's a lot of inconsistencies. It's a lot of things and plot holes that don't make sense. Even like, you know, these trucks are, while they're stuck in this gas station, the trucks are circling outside and like not letting them leave, whatever, and then other things happen. But it's like, this whole time, why did the trucks not just crash into the building? And they do eventually at the like towards the end, but after they already escape through the tunnels, through the sewer, that's when all the trucks and everything start ramming into the building, and it's like, why did you wait until they escaped to finally do that?
There is no rhyme or reason for anything that happens in this
And
movie.
I think that's why I dislike it so much, because there's like no consistent, like nothing makes sense. And I think that's why I don't like it. I get it, not all movies need to make sense, and like that's not, you know, super important, but
No, this one is just like strictly fun to be fun. Like, it's literally an AC/DC music video. Like, the entire soundtrack is a full AC/DC album.
yeah.
Like, it's the Who Made Who album. Like, it's the entire soundtrack is this fucking album. So every scene just like it cuts to another AC/DC song.
Yeah.
It's just the greatest fucking piece of shit ever.
I can respect that, and I get that, and that's a nice touch. But I don't. It's just that I get it. It's not supposed to be serious, but it's like, nah, I don't know. I just can't get behind the things that they should have did.
Understand how fast this man's brain was moving.
Clearly, I've never been on coke, so no, I can't say that I do.
This man has thought faster and has maybe destroyed most of his brain faster than any of us will ever do in our lives.
And also, another, I guess I know I'm hung up on the inconsistencies here, but, you know, once these machines, like, they talk Morse code to them, and the little kid starts writing down, like, what they're saying.
Well, it was specifically the army one that was talking Morse code.
So they're talking to the little kid. The little kid he knows Morse code, so he's writing down what this machine is saying. And they want to be fueled up. You know, they're running out of fuel. They've been driving around for, is it a few days, a few hours? Who knows? But they've been driving around.
I think it feels like, I don't know how many days.
That's what I'm saying.
It's at least
I had
2.
no idea.
But then at the end it says that the trail of the comet passed 6 days later, so it's only 1 day.
Yep.
What the fuck? It's definitely multiple days that they're in this gas station.
Yeah.
At least 2 or 3.
So I'm not sure the timeline exactly, but regardless, you know, they're running out of fuel, so they communicate with people, and the little boy writes down what they're saying. They need to be fueled up. So they go out, they start fueling them up, and I guess it takes like all day. They eventually run out of fuel. They start to refuel the fuel with one of the tanks that are there, and
a fueling truck comes over with diesel, and they have to refuel the tank.
Emilio Estevez's character, I don't know his name in the movie. I forget their names. Should have wrote them down.
I don't know. Billy, I think.
Sure, we'll go with Billy. Hope his name's Billy.
Billy or Bubba. One of those.
Bubba? It might be Bubba. I don't know. His character, he's so tired, and he's just like, they don't understand how it is to be tired because they're machines, like they don't get fatigue. And I'm just like, you've been pumping gas all day. Like, what have you been doing?
At least 2 hours at the max.
Like, what have you been doing all day that you are so tired for?
I think it pulled like a shot of the thermometer on the wall, and it was like 100 degrees. I'm thinking that was part of it, but it's like still like, okay.
Yeah, like
you're moving your arm.
Yeah, that's what I get it. Like, I know it's definitely hot out there. You can see that they're sweating, and you can gather that. But still, like, you're pumping gas. Like, that there's no like strenuous activity that is required from that. You literally pick up the dang thing, put it into their little, you know, gas thing. And then you just click the button up, and then it does it by itself.
The gas tank.
When I ramble, I forget words. Okay, I'm sorry.
The gas thing is called the gas tank.
Okay.
You remove the gas cap and put the nozzle into the gas
There you go, the nozzle. Yeah, I forgot all these fucking words. It's the thing into the thing, and they put the thing, and then they press the button, and then that's all. Like, it does it by itself. What is so tiring about that?
Who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
I really don't know.
It's again another inconsistency. I know, whatever. But I was just literally when they started to say they were tired, I'm just like, you're literally pumping gas. Okay,
Honestly,
get over
the
it.
Funniest thing about this movie is the kids being beamed by the fucking cans out of the
Oh my god,
machine.
yeah, I did like that part.
So great. Just because all these kids are dying from just getting beamed by a soda can. But there's so many of them. So it's like 80 soda cans being launched out at just an entire baseball team of kids, and they're all getting hit with them.
Yeah, they just finished their baseball game, and their coach was like, sodas are on me, because they won.
And then the kids are like, ooh, soda.
Yeah. He goes over to the machine, he puts the quarters in, and then nothing's coming out. He's pressing the buttons, and he's just like, what the fuck? So then he like kneels down a little bit to like look into the machine. Bam! Right in his fucking forehead.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah, he got hit in the stomach too a few times, and then he got hit in the forehead, I think. But he dies. Like, I guess it hits him that hard that he fucking dies. And then this machine starts belting out more at all the kids.
Did you hear when the like coins got jammed? The kids in the background.
And they just
Like it was just a little throwaway line, but it was like so out of place and just sounded so bad coming from whatever kid actor this was. But it was just like, oh, it looks like no soda.
Oh yeah.
Just like, it was so bad and so out of place. This whole movie is just
Bad and out of place.
Yeah, it's such a shit show. There needs to be like more connecting the actual story together.
Yeah, and it's like this gas station is full of surprises apparently, because at some point, dude comes out with a full ass fucking bazooka. Where the fuck are you keeping a
literally
bazooka at a
fucking
gas
wall
station,
rocket.
and why?
Well, apparently he was collecting guns to resell. That's what the Emilio Estevez character said. But like,
he did have a bunch of shit back down.
it was a fucking armory.
Yeah, but like literally just pops out of nowhere with this bazooka and just shoots one of the trucks, and I'm just like, we both looked at each other and we're just like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? Like,
Yeah, there's no like teasing of like, oh yeah, there's an armory under this gas station. It's literally just the
just
owner
pulls
comes
out a
with
fucking
wall
bazooka.
rocket and just, like, he blows up 3 fucking trucks.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I could see if they said about the armory beforehand, but literally just comes out with the bazooka, blows up a few trucks, and then after the fact, they're like, oh yeah, we have an armory downstairs. Oh. Like, I mean, that probably would have been
helpful
useful.
in the first hour.
Yeah.
At least half the fucking gas station gets mowed down by a random army truck with a gun on it.
Yeah, that was, and that's another scene too, as this that gun comes in and just starts fucking blasting everybody, and it probably takes out about half of them, because they
it's like literally half.
they hear and they see that this gun is shooting, and like not all of them get down. Like, that thing shoots like maybe
there's
4.
like 3 of them that are literally just standing there, and then the fucking stupid waitress bitch, who the whole time is just screaming, "We made you! We made you!" at the fucking trucks. Like, yeah, we understand, but shut up, please.
You're not gonna change their minds or
They
something.
are sentient trucks. You are just pissing them off.
Which, yeah, I mean, they shot her too, so that's
Yeah,
about
she was
right.
dead pretty quick.
Yeah, she went out with the bazooka because she was gonna try to take.
She still got one though.
Yeah, she did.
When she was on her way down, she at least was
Yeah.
able to press the trigger and kill.
She was
another
going to
truck.
try to shoot the machine gun one, and as she went out again, she's wasting her breath saying, we made you, and then, it shoots her fucking dead. But as she's dropping to the floor, she lets off a shot, and she shoots a truck at least, so she got one, I guess.
The army truck died like even more stupid. Like literally, it was just Emilio Estevez just throwing a grenade onto it
Yeah.
while he's walking past, and just like, oop.
He
That
said,
solved that problem.
he said, run. When I tell you to run, run. And then he drops the fucking grenade as he's right next to it. And then he's just like, run! Really?
All of this could have been solved before you pumped all their gas. If you had the grenade and knew it was there, why didn't you do it then?
Yeah.
Because you could have saved all this energy pumping the gas and you wouldn't have had your whole spiel about, oh, they don't understand us because we get tired. Okay, dude. Use the fucking grenade and shut the fuck up. Man up.
That's what I'm saying. Plot holes on plot holes on plot holes. Like, there's just, and I keep saying it. I get it though. Like, Stephen King was on coke while he was doing all this, so I get it. But
some of it's so inexcusable. Though. It's like, it was a basic like scene transition, and he still fucked it up. Like, good job, dude.
yeah, there's just there's a lot, and that's, I mean, mainly like I'm fear flop. What are you said fear 10 at the very beginning of this episode?
Keeping it a fear 10
okay.
Because it's so dumb. I love it.
Okay, he's gonna keep it fear 10. I am not going that route. I am going to give it a flop. I don't necessarily agree with like Rotten Tomatoes giving it a 15%. I don't think it deserves that low, but for me, I'm gonna give it a flop 4. So, you know,
so fun. It's so fun and nonsensical. It's just retarded.
I don't like movies like that, I guess. I don't know. Like, it's just not for me. I mean, I can't say that I'd never watch it again, because if it was on TV, or like, you know, I always use the example, if it was playing at a drive-in for free next week, would I go watch it? Maybe. But, you know.
100% I'd say this on a drive-in.
I don't know. I might be a little scared.
No, I would not see this on a drive-in.
I might be a little scared. Drive-in.
Maybe.
But yeah, it's not awful. I won't say it's terrible that you can't sit through it. It's only an hour and 38 minutes long.
I
So
mean, the special effects are good.
For being from the 80s, it's not too bad.
Yeah, from being 86 and just like most of it being just random trucks and stuff, but the crashes and everything else that they were able to do, like, it's definitely good special effects.
I truly wonder like how much money was spent because of how many trucks and everything that they blew the fuck up in this movie and just crashed into shit. And yeah, there was a lot.
I wonder how many of those were actually remote controlled, and or like how many were just guys sitting underneath.
I was thinking that too. Yeah, I was thinking that too. As they were all like driving past in certain scenes, and they're just kind of in the background. I was trying to pay attention to see if I could see anybody's like head, and just be like, "Oh, caught you, bitch!" I didn't see anything though, so I'm not sure.
No, I wasn't able to either. I'm really wondering like if they had RC trucks.
Hey, maybe. I mean, I would sure as fuck hope they at least had some, especially the ones that they crashed in the shit.
Yeah, well, yeah. But a lot of that's like on winch systems and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's on winch systems, and then it's like there's a certain ramp that like tilts it the exact degree angle that it has to go to flip a certain way.
Yeah. True, but yeah, it's just crazy. I'm sure they spent a lot of fucking money on that because there was a lot, and a lot of just explosion and just fire and just a lot. So I'm sure that was costly. But the kills in here, I wrote down a few. Kind of went over some of them, like the guy with the baseball. There was an arcade guy as well who the arcade started spitting out money and all these things because, you know, all the machines are obviously all fucked up. The machines start spitting out money, packs of cigarettes, and all kinds of shit. And the dude's just like stuffing his pockets, like his shirt is stuffed, everything. He's like, take it as much as he can. And I'm just like, yeah, me too. I feel that. But I don't smoke either, but I'd be taking everything too. And then I don't know what happens. He goes over to one of the machines there, one of the games, and he just fucking gets electrocuted and dies. And I'm just like, damn, like you are almost out of there with a lot of money.
He gets hypnotized by the game. Like, I guess they're able to hypnotize you as well.
Not surprising.
That's never spoken about again besides that one game.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah, so that's another death. Also at the baseball scene, one of the kids ends up getting rolled over with like a roller machine.
I read something else during the trivia when I was going over the trivia. Apparently that scene, Stephen King wanted to have like a blood bag before the kid actually got squashed. That way when the blood bag he wanted to have the blood bag explode with the kid.
Yeah.
Like as it squashed him. And then just have it continue to roll, so all that blood stain would be like on the grass as it kept rolling. But what happened was the blood bag exploded early, and it looked like as soon as it hit the kid's head, all this blood just like gushed out everywhere.
Damn.
And the ratings people are like, you can't have that in. Stephen King loved it and apparently looked really good, but they're like, you have to cut that.
That's unfortunate. That would have been cool to see. But yeah, there's that death. There was a scene in here as this kid is on his bicycle riding through the town, and there's like so many dead people in this town, like in their cars, in their houses, like on their lawns.
Just like hanging out of shit.
Yeah, there's a lawnmower that has blood all over it that starts chasing him after, and I'm just like, what the, like, damn. Like, damn, it's literally everything.
I think there was a kill with the lawnmower that had to be cut as well.
Probably, and that would have been a dope one to see, because you could see, like, literally there's blood on the front of the lawnmower, and then there's blood in the back, like where the grass chute is. So obviously something would have went like right through it, kind of like a meat grinder almost. So that would have been gnarly to see. So unfortunate if there was a scene like that and they had to cut that out as well. There's also the guy who gets gas in his eyes. He dies too. He gets ran over by one of the trucks.
Yeah, he just gets like fucking slammed by a truck.
Yeah, a lot of people get run over. Same thing with this. I think his name is Brad. As he was, this is the ending of the movie. They're going to get on the boat. He sees this woman hanging out of her car, and she has this big ass fucking engagement ring on her finger, or a wedding ring, but it looked more like an engagement ring. But like when I say diamonds on diamonds, like that was icy. He stole her ring because she's obviously not going to use it anymore. She's hanging dead outside of her car. So he steals her ring, and he's not realizing that behind him is that truck with the green face on it. I don't know.
The Green Goblin.
Yeah, the Green Goblin. Okay, that makes sense. Green Goblin. I don't know why I didn't think of that. So the Green Goblin truck is like right there. He's walking to go to the boat, and then the truck like beeps at him, and then he turns around, but it's too late. Truck runs him over, and I'm just like, damn, gotcha.
Damn.
Yeah, damn, gotcha. Didn't see that coming, did you? Unfortunate too, because he just grabbed that ring, and that ring probably would have been, worth a lot of money once everything goes back to normal. He could have pawned it off.
There's a lot of diamonds.
That's what I did. Diamonds on diamonds. That was icy. I said, icy.
I'm 100% getting one of the Green Goblin faces from my car.
Go for it.
That's you can get them on Etsy.
Oh,
people
cool.
3D print them for it.
I could see it.
They're fucking great.
But I think that's all I have in my notes. So I don't know. You have anything else that you wanted to add about this?
No, that's everything I have on this movie. It's a fun piece of shit.
He was saying, too, before we started recording for part 2, that it's funny that last week we did Bloody Birthday because that's my mom's recommendation in a movie that she likes. And then this movie is Adam's mom's favorite movie, right?
Yep.
So
this has been like pretty much me and my mom's horror discussion all the time. It always ends with Maximum Overdrive. Yeah. No matter what we're talking about horror-wise, it's like, Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah.
This was one of my introductions into horror.
And I know in the beginning I said I don't think I've ever watched it. I'm still kind of on that boat, but scenes in here were very familiar, so maybe I did see this before and I just either don't remember it.
We watched it together.
I know you keep saying that, but I really don't remember watching it with you, besides, like, obviously right now. But I just, there's certain scenes I remember, but, like, the whole premise of it, the plot, everything else, like, not everything did I remember. So I don't know. I still don't know. But I've seen it now. I'll never forget it now. That's for fucking sure. Jesus Christ. Be etched into my brain forever. But
at least whenever I play Who Made Who, then
yeah, that's where my mind will go right away. Yeah. Is this movie for sure. But yeah, not terribly awful. I mean, I gave it a flop, but it's not a flop that I wouldn't be willing to watch again, I guess.
10 out of 10 trailer fire.
But I don't know. We honestly, I don't even know next week. Where are we going?
I don't even know. We might start which month.
Yeah. I think
I
that
don't know
might
if
be
we're
what's
gonna
next.
be Blair Witch or The Witch.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted on our Facebook, I suppose, because I'm not exactly sure. And again, forgot to think about it before we started recording.
We always do this. We don't plan. We plan ahead a lot, but then we always wind up switching movies around because we're like, oh well, now we have to schedule this, but these two movies go good together. So we should probably switch these, and it just winds up our schedule's a mess.
Yeah, so it's like we definitely have like a full list of movies of where we're supposed to go next, but like he said, we kind of just like flip flop sometimes because we're like, oh well, this makes more sense for right now, or let's add this one in instead. So it wasn't like a definite list. So like we do have an idea of where we're going next, and it's supposed to start which month, like he said, but we'll keep you posted. We could think about squeezing something in first before we do that, or we could just start which month. We're not sure yet.
We might even finish out June with a bunch of other stuff, and then July might be which month.
True.
We might do that.
Yeah, but we'll figure it out. We'll keep you posted for sure on our Facebook. So again, this is our obligatory, like,
Obligatory.
Obligatory.
God damn it.
Listen, this is again me and pronouncing words don't go well, okay? And I promise, you're gonna listen to me talk sometimes, and you're gonna think, Michael's the dumb one, huh? I promise I'm not that dumb. I just pronouncing words, that doesn't come off my tongue the right way sometimes.
I eventually figure it out. I'll say it a couple times wrong, and then by the third or fourth, I'm like, oh, that's it. Never mind.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
stupid.
So sorry. I know I've pronounced many things wrong already, and we're only like 6, 7 episodes deep into here so far.
This is 8.
This one's gonna be 8. But I said a lot of things wrong. I'm gonna continue to say things the wrong way, so I'm sorry. This is me warning you again.
This is 9.
Oh yeah, I think Bloody Birthday was 8.
Yeah,
so 9. Whatever. So 9, but you're gonna continuously hear me pronounce things wrong. So I'm sorry. Don't I promise I'm not stupid. I promise. But
we're not going back and fixing it. This is all live, baby.
I was trying to say before I pronounced everything wrong. It was just me trying to tell you to go follow our Facebook page and so that we can keep you updated on everything. Again, I know I've shouted it out a few times the past 2 episodes, I believe, but we have the support option now on Anchor as well. And for as low as 99 cents a month, you guys can become a supporter and help our podcast grow and expand. Would really like to get some videos going and the equipment to make that run smoother. So any money that's made is going to go right into that. If you don't feel comfortable doing the support option because you don't want to make a monthly donation, you could hit us up on our Cash App. We can give you a Cash App. I know that's a little bit less what's the word? I don't want to say legit because it's not less legit, but less professional. Maybe professional would be the word. But I mean, we both have a Cash App, so if you were interested in supporting, but you only want to make a one-time donation, don't want to do a monthly one, you could message us and we can give you our Cash App if you'd want. Again, not asking. We know times are tough for everybody, and we don't want to put anybody in we appreciate just listening to us, and we appreciate just sharing our content. That helps us a lot as well. And same subscribing to our YouTube, things like that does help us grow as well. So we appreciate that. Any money that is given to us is just a bonus, and we appreciate it. And we just, like I said, use it to expand the podcast and make things run a little bit smoother. So
I just want a mixer.
Yeah. Yeah, a mixer would be better so we can kind of figure out these mics a little bit better too, and get better sound quality for you guys. We're always trying to improve. But that's really all that is. Appreciate it, not asking for it, but if you're willing and have some extra funds, we'll definitely keep our wallets open.
Yeah, I'm not above begging. Please.
Spare change.
But on that note, I think that's everything we got for this week.
Think so. Yeah, we'll keep you posted on what's next. Follow, like, and subscribe, and do all that stuff for us, please. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week for wherever we decide to go.
See you next week.